to cry out of happiness and a little bit of frustration, but it turns out I could have gotten my box as early as 7. The front desk just gave me the wrong information. But I was late getting out and just wanted to double check. I was like, maybe they'll open before 9, and it turns out they were open and I got my box. So now I have too much food, but at least there are some things in here that I can, like an extra battery and other things I can use, and the rest I'll just leave in the hiker box. So I'm like a little bit upset, but also happy, annoyed with myself for leaving late, but also happy I could get my box, but annoyed that like I could have left earlier. So I'm like trying not to cry, but it's fine. And I'll get the stuff I need out of the box and leave. This is so cool. I'm calming down a little bit. Look at this moss. So pretty. Reminds me of Vermont. Yeah, beautiful forest. Hello from my tent. I think this might sound silly, but I feel like I'm like a little bit in shock right now. As you can probably hear, it's raining pretty hard. And I knew it was going to be raining today, but I thought it was going to be a pretty light rain. There was like an indication in the weather forecast that it would get a little heavier in the afternoon. So, I mean, it's not a complete surprise, but I went from being like very warm and getting misted on to suddenly it's raining really steadily and it's cold and all my things are getting wet. And I don't know. I wasn't anticipating stopping and setting up my tent today until, at least another 4 or 5 hours later. It's a little after 4 o'clock right now. I'm 19 miles in for the day. But I'm like, sure, I have more layers. I could put more layers on. But then if they get soaked, then like all of my clothes are wet and cold. And then what? Because I don't have any backup. So I'm like, I better set up my tent and just like get dry. And I realized after I got on the tent, I need to pee. So I need to go out one more time and pee, then get back in. I set up my mat, which the yellow part was the side that was like protected from the rain. So I think the top of my mat is dry enough, but like the rest of the inside of the tent is wet, and like I don't have a towel or anything to clean it up. Like I have clothing. So I'm just like, well, geez, I think I'm pretty much just depending on my body heat at this point and layering up, because any dry clothing I put on, I think will soak up some of the rain that's in the tent. Like if I lay down in my sleeping bag. So I was just sitting here kind of in shock, which again, I'm like, it's not like something traumatic happened to me, but I'm cold. I feel I'm warm. The tent, even though it's wet, is warm. But I think I'm just like, oh, this is a challenge I was not expecting, and I think I'm just gonna, kind of like in the Sierra when there was a storm, I'm just gonna stay put. Probably further, like I'll take a Nero or like a half zero. because the rain is supposed to stop tonight. So, I mean, I can get an early start tomorrow, and then whenever, like, I think we're actually going to have some hot days pretty soon in the next few days. So, I mean, I'll be able to dry out my things, and it'll be okay. But yeah, this is just not like not what I was expecting today. But in a 2,655 mile hike, you're going to get a little bit of everything and a lot of unexpected challenges. Though, I mean, I should have expected that cold rain could be a possibility on this trip. And I prepared the best as I could. Like, I have good clothing, I have good gear, but it just has been going all day and then suddenly got particularly bad. I will get a meal cold soaked. I'll get some noodles and some water so that I can eat soon. And yeah, I probably am just gonna wait this out and get some rest. And I think I have cell phone service, so I can, I'll message my family and let them know that I'm okay. I get Raynaud's syndrome. Maybe you can kind of see my middle finger, especially. Yeah. My fingers are getting white. And a few days ago, I lost a glove. So, yeah. I'm glad I'm in my tent. and this is just part of being in the elements and being outside. Sometimes conditions are not favorable, and I'm glad that I at least, like, I think, as I've been getting closer, I've been predicting, like, I think I can finish in 69 or 70 days. And even it's going to get tighter and tighter the closer I get. But I do think I have enough of a buffer that I can still keep going steady the way I have been and still finish under 70 days. So I'm going to try not to be too discouraged and be glad that I have enough of a buffer built up. The fact that I got to Timberline last night and with time to spare. So I think that push helps me, create some time for myself for when things like this happen. Okay, I am a little more settled. I have these Timberline napkins that came with my to-go meal that I got last night. There was a big stack of them. So, I mean, it's not the most effective, but I actually was able to wipe down a lot of the floor of my tent with the napkins, and it's much less wet than it was. I got some warm layers on. They're still dry because they were in my backpack. I've got some warm socks, and I've got my noodles cold soaking. I still need to put the spices in, but I threw the noodles in and the peanut butter, so I'm gonna make that next. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, part of me feels like, yeah, maybe there are other hikers that would be really tough and brave the cold and the rain, but I don't know. I'm just like, I would rather not go hypothermic, and that just, it doesn't sound worth it to me or very smart in terms of safety. Like, I mean, maybe I'm just not hardcore enough, but a lot of my stuff is really wet right now, but at least some of it is dry so that I can be warm and safe and dry, and I'm just going to wait this out. So with that being said, I made my decision and I am just going to enjoy having some downtime in my tent. I'm gonna put on an audiobook. I'm gonna eat my noodles. I will probably eat some cookies. And similarly to when I stopped early because of the storm that was over the pass in the Sierra, I'm just gonna take advantage and get a whole lot of sleep. I got a decent amount of sleep at Timberline last night, and I felt like garbage when I woke up. I think I felt worse than the nights I only get 3 or 4 hours of sleep, because the long amount of sleep, I think it's sort of, my body's repairing itself and waking up in the morning and feeling, when I say I feel like garbage, it's like my feet hurt the most because they're taking the brunt of the impact. But I'm like hobbling around in the morning, where I'm not hobbling around on the trail in the morning, but at Timberline, after getting, maybe like 7 or 8 hours of sleep, I was hobbling. And I think it just sort of shows how, I don't even know what the word, how fatigued I am from all of this. So I'm just gonna enjoy getting a decent amount of rest, and I'll eat some of this food because I'll be able to resupply and cascade locks. And I have extra food because of my package that I picked up this morning. So yeah, now that I know I'm staying here, I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy the sound of the rain, enjoy my food, and enjoy sleeping. So this is great.